During the Second World War, South Korea, Taiwan, Malaysia, and Indonesia all experienced Japanese occupation. However, in the subsequent decades of peace, South Korea and Taiwan successfully revitalized their economies and achieved prosperity. Currently, their GDP per capita, reflecting the average income with equal distribution, is comparable to that of developed Western nations. Familiar to us are South Korean products ranging from automobiles like Kia and Hyundai and electronics like Samsung to skincare, while Taiwan is recognized for exporting refined oil, electronics, and computers, including brands like Acer and Asus. Taiwan is also well known for being the most important player in the semiconductor industry, as Taiwan has the biggest microchip manufacturing firm in the world, TSMC. In contrast, Malaysia reached an upper-middle income status, as defined by the World Bank, for countries with a per capita GDP exceeding $1,045 but below $12,736, and has since plateaued. Meanwhile, Indonesia continues to grapple with lower middle income levels, characterized by a GDP per capita below $4,125. The variation in growth rates among these countries can be attributed to the success of innovative local companies. This video will delve into how South Korea and Taiwan achieved robust growth, while Malaysia and Indonesia face challenges. Before delving into the content, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel to receive more engaging videos like this one. Comparative analysis of the four economies. In the aftermath of the Second World War, in approximately 1967, Malaysia took the lead among four economies with a GDP per capita of $317. Taiwan followed closely at $281, South Korea at $161, and Indonesia at $54. Within a mere 2 years, Taiwan surpassed Malaysia, and a decade later, in 1977, South Korea emerged as the front-runner. The economic landscape underwent a significant transformation by 2003, with Korea's GDP per capita soaring above $14,000, marking a remarkable 90-fold increase from 1967. Taiwan closely trailed with a GDP per capita of $14,120 in the same year. The growth trajectory of these economies, along with Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, and Singapore during the 1980s and 1990s, earned them the moniker of the Asian Miracle. Between 1965 and 1990, their GDP per capita exhibited a growth rate twice as rapid as that of more developed Western countries in Europe and North America. The upward trend in GDP per capita was accompanied by significant strides in poverty reduction and a notable narrowing of the wealth gap. However, the 1997 Asian financial crisis dealt a severe blow to these economies. Korea experienced a 33.4% slump in GDP per capita. Taiwan faced an 8.5% decline, Malaysia suffered a 29.6% setback, and Indonesia's GDP per capita plummeted by a staggering 56.4%, relegating it back to a low-income status. Yet by 2017, Korea's average income rebounded to nearly $30,000, while Taiwan reached $24,000. Malaysia and Indonesia lagged behind with $9,952 and $3,847, respectively. This trajectory underscores the resilience and adaptability of these economies in the face of significant challenges over the years. How South Korea and Taiwan grew faster than Malaysia and Indonesia. Economists frequently employ GDP per capita as a key metric to gauge a country's productivity, representing the output generated over a specific period. The elevated per capita GDP of South Korea and Taiwan underscores their heightened productivity compared to Malaysia and Indonesia. Three pivotal factors influence a country's productivity: labor, capital, and total factor productivity, known as TFP, representing efficiency and technology. For instance, streamlined management systems reduce bureaucracy signal efficiency, while technology usage automating time-consuming tasks signifies technological advancement. According to the Asian Productivity Organization, TFP contributed significantly to Korea's at 14% and Taiwan's at 24% economic growth between 1970 and 2016. In stark contrast, TFP played a minor role in Malaysia's growth at just 5% and even less so in Indonesia at just 1%, indicating a notable lag in technological advancement for the latter. This limited contribution of TFP to Indonesia's economy is closely linked to the country's insufficient investment in research and development. In 2017, Indonesia allocated less than 0.2% of its GDP to R&D, while Korea invested 4.55%, Taiwan 3.16%, and Malaysia approximately 1.3%. An International Monetary Fund working paper underscores the pivotal role of technological innovation by local companies in the economic growth of South Korea and Taiwan. In the 1960s, South Korea initiated 35 state-owned companies in energy, construction, and banking, later privatizing them in the 1970s to enhance efficiency. Taiwan, meanwhile, strategically developed its semiconductor industry, establishing a semiconductor lab and a state-owned electronic research and services organization in the 1960s and 1970s, respectively. In contrast, Malaysia relied on technology transfer from multinational companies, a strategy with inherent challenges. Multinational companies are often hesitant to share their technologies, safeguarding intellectual property and product development. Malaysia faces a predicament as local industries are underdeveloped, resulting in limited funds for research and development. South Korea and Taiwan's supportive government policies, offering cheap loans and market protections, created an environment conducive to technological innovation. Additionally, improvements in education quality ensured a skilled workforce for these countries. Conversely, Indonesia and Malaysia grapple with the challenge of underdeveloped domestic industries, limiting resources for research and development. Notably, in the Fortune 500 list, which ranks the world's largest companies by revenue, South Korea and Taiwan boast 15 and 9 entries respectively. In stark contrast, Indonesia and Malaysia each have only one representative, both being state oil and gas companies. This stark contrast highlights the divergent strategies and outcomes in fostering economic growth among these nations. Malaysia and Indonesia have to catch up. Compelling evidence from both Korea and Taiwan underscores the critical importance of domestic industries investing in research and development to enhance a country's productivity. Reports suggest that the Indonesian government is contemplating the implementation of tax deductions for companies actively supporting vocational training, as well as research and development initiatives. In tandem with incentivizing companies, both Malaysia and Indonesia need to enhance their higher education sectors to foster research and development, necessitating increased investments in these vital areas. Moreover, fostering the growth of reliable domestic companies is imperative for long-term economic development. Malaysia has already embraced a policy allowing foreign academics to engage in teaching and research activities. Following this precedent could be beneficial for Indonesia as it strives to establish world-class universities. Granting greater autonomy to the higher education sector for the recruitment of lecturers, researchers, and the attraction of top-notch students worldwide is a key step toward fostering academic excellence. Drawing inspiration from the successful models of South Korea and Taiwan, Malaysia and Indonesia can benefit from emulating their strategies in supporting domestic industries and elevating their research sectors. This includes creating an environment conducive to innovation and development, ultimately propelling these nations towards sustained economic growth and global competitiveness. Do you envision a future where Malaysia and Indonesia ascend to the status of developed nations akin to the achievements of South Korea or even Japan? Share your insights and opinions by leaving your comments below. If you find the content engaging, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button. Most importantly, ensure you subscribe to our channel to stay updated and receive captivating videos covering events and developments throughout Asia. Your subscription ensures you won't miss out on the fascinating stories unfolding in the region.